Okay, so we are live from my mother's basement. It's been too long, folks. Welcome to the PD's Garden Weekly Update, and it's been a month since my last weekly update, so bear with me. Thank you for your patience as always, and some new changes happened with um, my whole situation with live streaming in general. I've really gone ham on Pokemon Go and my Duolingo. That was a big surprise. I started doing Duolingo you know, what's today? 175 days it's been. I still got to do day 175, but it's been around that much time. And I promised myself I would only do like 10 minutes a day, and then it grew to like 100, or sorry, like 3 hours, like 100 to 200 minutes a day. It's like, you know, 10 times that, quite literally. And so I think, it really took me away from the gardening portion of this channel, which, I think has its place, which it deserves its place. But the thing is like raid hours at 5:30. What do I do? Do I do late at night? Um, or do I run this time before I go to raid hour on Wednesdays? Because this is what I want to do mostly Wednesdays. So leave your comments below. What time is good for you? It's going to be Eastern Standard because that's where I'm from. And yeah, let me know about that specifically. Anyways, going back to the beautiful plants as we see them. Now, there's a lot of holes, there's a lot of yellowing. I mean, this one has a bit more holes in general, and I think that has to do with the fact that I haven't been focusing so much on this project, mostly because I'm discouraged. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I've looked at so actually, when we look at the plant efficiency portion of this, hold on, is the lighting well, I'll see. When we look at the plant efficiency chart, we'll see that it's yellow. I think it's yellow spots and like holes basically. That means I guess I don't have enough manganese or something like that. Ah, Ruby, how you doing? How's work? Well, obviously you're not working. Get back to work, punk. Is it a slow day at work? I know it's. I'm trying to pick a better time, and raid hour here is roughly around when everybody I think gets out of work, which is what is it 5:30 Eastern Standard, which would be 4 hours earlier than for you for the Pokemon Go stream, and then usually that ends up being like a few hours. So I'm trying to time manage with that kind of stuff. So that's what I was mentioning earlier. So I have a feeling that the biggest problem in general is just nutrient deficiency in general. And glad you checked in though, Ruby. Thanks for saying hello at the very least. Oh, 11:30 over there. Oh shit. Wow. 11:30 is in. Is yeah. Wow. Wow. Yeah. I just I can't stay up later. I feel like also I also have some like mountain time friends, and I have some, I guess, overseas friends. I'm trying to get the good happy medium of timing on when to broadcast any of my stuff. But if I do like, if I just live stream my life 24/7, minus the showering, that's probably going to be my OnlyFans page. That's a joke, by the way. I'm not serious. I'm only gonna show cleavage on Twitch. That's the most I'm gonna go. It's cleavage on Twitch. That's the most I'm gonna do. But yeah. What works for you, all of you? Comment down below. At once this live stream becomes a regular video, because I'd love to know what would work. It could also just be, yep, this is my time. You guys got to follow it. I feel like that's where I'm leaning to. But I'm also noticing like there's some sogginess in certain areas. There's some It looks like a dry desert on others. Ooh, there we go. I was hoping that wouldn't happen. Nothing's perfect. We got some state-of-the-art setup, as what is it, Craft Times have said on my channel. But we got some sprouts. They're slow moving, so I don't know what that means. But the thing that I've been talking about for months now, I have a pH meter. I finally got one. Amazon decided to finally send me one. So let's do a test. Let's see. So as you can see, it's doing nothing and it's at 0. I don't think I could keep the pH. I don't think I could keep it going, but we'll get behind the hood and I'm gonna dip some of this juice, dip it in the juice, I suppose, and we'll see what the number is. It's 7.5. 7.5 pH. Now it's at like a 6.8, but it's roughly around. It was just at 7.5 when it was immersed in the water. Hold on, my wrist is angled weirdly. Now it's like a 6.8, and it's steadily declining. So it's a bit alkaline now that I'm noticing. It's not. I mean, when we look at like the efficiency chart of like what it can absorb at that pH, it's like a I got a chart here. Oh shit, I'm it's in the middle of the plants. Actually, that's a good angle to have. We got like 7.5 around here. That's actually pretty ideal for magnesium, calcium, sulfur, potassium, phosphorus. Not ideal, not as ideal. Nitrogen, it starts to go down a little bit. Molybdenum, never heard of that. But the copper and zinc, that could be the deficiency that I'm looking at, is copper and zinc. So you ideally want to get that pH of 7, between 7 and 7.5, which you get the best of both worlds. Chill it out, take it slow. I would actually say more along the lines of just regular 7. Oh well. So now I'm looking at this. The iron chart, like it's more dense the lower the pH goes. So the more acidic it is, the I guess that's more able to absorb iron. So that being said, thinking about how basil absorbs, um, they're just iron eaters. Like basil, if you think of, like plants that need lots and lots of iron, basil would. I wonder if it would actually thrive in a lower pH setting. With all that being said, I don't know, folks. I don't know. Pretty interesting, though. Pretty interesting. Now that I'm actually looking up the charts and stuff, I should do more printouts and talk about that, because that's something of that's what I'm learning, at least. We're going as we're learning here, and my camera's drifting. Oh, we got another viewer. How you doing? Okay, here we go. Kind of looks sideways. Oh, it's got a mind of its own. Let's see. Okay. I think I've oversaturated the light too. I think I gotta angle it more down. Oh, somebody's home. Somebody is definitely home. The dog is going nuts, as she usually does. And I'm gonna feed my babies with my formula, my secret formula. We're gonna do that right now. I'm actually gonna feed it through this side. I'm just gonna give a big healthy dose because it's been too long. I'm thinking, I should just like, what's the word? I should probably just empty out another bin of this stuff and then just try that. But yes, this is my garden. hopefully I'll be able to get more liquids, more nutrients into this. 'Cause I could be missing a key component too. Um, I do have to review into this, but yes. So I'm gonna do that now-ish. We're gonna look at what we got. Let's see. I'll mix up a concoction as we speak. So bear with me, folks. I'll be down here. My dog won't shut the hell up. She just will not. Oh, another component that I neglected was that, I mean, this isn't the temperature now, but we're gonna test out the temperatures to see what the heck is going. It's actually heating up because I'm holding it. That's interesting. Let's see. Will it? Yeah, I'm like at the tip. Giggity. Let's see, can I move that? Yeah. Just gotta focus my energy into this one point. This point right back here. Yeah, and it's heating up. Let's see what the water temperature is. If it's I didn't actually know this was detachable. Is it in? Is it in? Let's see. Also, I gotta see. This is 65 degrees Fahrenheit? Yeah, it could be that. You know what? Like, I'm thinking about all these variables, like, oh, the pH, blah, and like the amount of nutrients. Am I giving it enough nutrients? It could simply just be the temperature. So what I did earlier before shooting this, I took my tank heater and I cranked it up to as hot as it can. Maybe, excuse me, maybe that'll be the way to distribute the heat throughout the reservoir. So then maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what's affecting it. And and sure enough, watch. After that happens, then I'm gonna start seeing a jungle in here. But yeah, that's what I've reviewed. That's what I'm reviewing at least. Cause like I'm touching it, and I'm touching it right now. I'm touching the water right now. Why all these innuendos today? Uh, but it's not ice cold, but it's kind of ice cold. Like it's like if you live in a winter area and it's starting to be spring and you're like opening thawing the food, the pool. If you guys have an indoor pool of your own, um, not an indoor pool, a pool at your house, um, this is the kind of temperature where it's like, it's a little springy, spring water. It's not summer water. Like this is like a cold. I don't know. It's like a springtime weather type of pool situation. It's cold. It's not bath water for sure. It's just, if you're in it too long, you're just gonna freeze to death. Um, what kind of water are you giving the plants? Well, this is the first time anybody's asked me that, so I appreciate that, Ruby. It's actually, you're talking about the formula, the secret formula? I'll wait for the response if that's what you're talking about, or do you mean the water in general in the reservoir that's already there? Because I just use regular tap water to put into the what is it, into the plants. Yeah, into the just just regular water plus the secret formula, which I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, right? The secret formula. Well, believe it or not, believe it or not, it's actually a permaculture mixture of urine. Could be the alkaline in the tap, but it's actually a permaculture of aged urine, um, with some other key ingredients that opens up the pores of the roots. And after 2 weeks of aging, I've learned is that it actually breaks down to the what is it? It breaks down to what is the potassium? The potassium it needs. I believe it's potassium. Ammonia. Ammonia. It's actually ammonia is the what happens when urine actually breaks down after 2 weeks. So that and it can also be used as explosives, by the way, and that's why Lebanon actually had a huge explosion in a I think it was like an agricultural factory, basically. What happened was the um, ammonia is just flammable as hell. So like you just light one up and then everything else blows up, and that's what happened. Yes, piss on the plants. Exactly. That's the key. That is the key. Just urinate all over the plants. I mean, that'll actually lower the pH level. That could lower the pH level if you're determined enough. If you have a dream. I'm starting to think, maybe just pissing directly into the tank might actually help the the pH level decrease, because that's the major concern of of doing it that way, where it's like you'll completely acidify the plants too much and it'll be too harsh for them. Yeah, that I don't think the tap water is alkaline. That could be something that I check out though. I should check out the alkalinity of the water. But yeah, like give it 2 weeks to break down and it turns into straight up fertilizer for your plants. Like the fact that people still buy fertilizer from a store, it's like that's why it's known as the Revolution Garden, because it's all inclusive. All you got to pay for is lighting, pump, and all the parts. But you could probably cut this and then put a pool liner. Like there's actually instructables in the course that I took where you cut up like what is this, 4 foot by 2 foot, and then just line that up with pool liner, and then you have to make direct drills. I forget what the dimensions are for the drill holes. Um, and then the plumbing fittings that he has you, the specific pump that he has you purchase, and then you're set to go, man. It's you could piss on the plants though. I feel like I should ask him that, like because I could still email him. Also noticing some straight up like mushroom growth. There's a lot of fungus going all up in this. But yeah, like could you just hypothetically, if you have too much of an alkaline, could you just straight up piss in here to just like increase the acidity level? How you doing, Alex? We're talking about urine. Yummy, I know. It's sterile. It's sterile. It's technically sterile. It's you know, I'm not gonna piss on the plants, but if you want to see me piss on the plants, go to my OnlyFans page. I'm kidding. That's extra. I charge extra. I charge a premium fee to like how I freaked Alex out. But yeah, you know what the problem is? Because we just looked at the chart. Yeah, right. I know. The thing is, my dick will be pixelated with an 8-bit. It'll just be an 8-bit wiener, like pissing out on these pixelated plants. Colton, hey, you guys see this commenter? Actually, can I make you? Let me make you guys admins. Oh wow, you could actually. You know what? Here, wait. Let's see. Oh wow, we could. Oh wow, you could actually put this. Hey, you see this guy? Alex, and Ruby, you guys see this guy? He's been spamming my stuff forever. It's up on the screen right now. But you don't see him in the chats, right? Oh wow, that's so cool. You fixed your zombie deck. That's pretty cool. Is there any way I could get you guys to like ban him? I could do it right now. I think I'm just gonna hit block user. Oh, you see him in the chat? You know what? How do I make you a more, let's see. I gotta figure out how to make you guys admins so you guys can like help me out here, because I'm like trying to be like a good host and stuff, and it's like that's not good. Oh, you already blocked him? That's good. You too, Ruby. You block him just for your safety too. Whenever you decide to, do more stuff on YouTube's. We could set up. We gotta talk about like how we're gonna set up our YouTube fame, our fame, our claim to fames. Because I'm thinking Alex could do like instructables for like how deck building 101, crafting things, out of steel and manpower. And Ruby, I'm thinking more of like, you could do like some Pokemon tutorials on how to like get, because like that technique you used, that's like on how to get like a shiny Mew. He got me a shiny Mew. Speaking of which, I don't know if I told Alex, but he got me a shiny Mew. Got me a Shuckle. What else? Oh yeah, the Black Rayquaza. That's pretty freaking sweet. There's just so much more, and you're just like, yeah, I'll get you whatever, man. It's like that's not just whatever, man. That's life. Oh, you already? Oh, you can't block. Okay, that's all right. We'll stay on watch. I think it's because I already blocked him here. I gotta add you both as moderators. I made Brandy a moderator because it was easier to do on Omelet Arcade, but I'm on a different platform like StreamYard, and for some reason on Omelet Arcade it doesn't allow me to block. Sorry, Omelet Arcade doesn't allow me to block anything, and yeah, I don't understand why. Like I don't understand that. Um, yeah, man, and I'll like and comment. We'll get an army going. You did your job as the part of the PD army. Well, right now it's not an army yet because we have like roughly 5 people at a time per stream. So I'm thinking we're still a council, but then once we get up to the next tier of like 100 people, then it could be like the battalion, or it could be like the I don't know what the next tier up is. I don't know my lingo on organization lingos, like the club, the PD club maybe, or something like that. Then we move up to the army once we get like over 1,000, because that's where you get into the PD army territory. Um, let's see, okay. Let's see, easy flash cart in the ROM of the 10th anniversary edition Mew cartridge. That's so cool. Like it's magic to me. Yeah, I mean, Alex, talking about your dragon deck, I think we should do. You should reserve your dragon loves for the Izzet deck, because that's Nib Mizzet is a dragon. It's a wizard dragon. Pretty cool. That's more of like a wizard deck. Izzet is kind of like that unofficial wizard deck type of setup. Vampires, I would I would implore you to make a was it black and white lifelink vampire deck, because those things wreck. Those things are pretty brutal. I think my ex girlfriend had one, and she like whooped. I got it for I got her this like situation. I forget what it is. Like I got her this one strategy that made her win every single time. It's like this broken combination of like infinitely gaining life and the opponent losing infinitely. And it's like, oh Jesus, what did I get myself into? Then at that point it doesn't get fun. Where it's like, okay, you win. Okay, you win. That's why I think that's why I think, the Magic community bans a bunch of content, a bunch of stuff, because it's like you're like I don't know, like it's kind of like banning Pokemon on like the competitive side. It's like there are some combinations that you just don't do, where it's like Exodia the Forbidden One, everything, and just I mean, like in Yu-Gi-Oh terms, there are ways to topple Exodia, but like like if you make it so impossible for the other person to like get some sort of a shenanigan win condition uh into play, it's better off that you just like have like maybe a more balanced format, or maybe a more I don't know, ban the card itself because it's too powerful. Like there are some cards that are just too powerful to play. What like Black Lotus, for example. Like there's a reason why no format uses that, unless if it's like an old school format. Um, okay, all the vampire cards are white black, cool. But I'm thinking you should get into EDH rather than 60 card casual. I mean, I don't know. On one hand, I had like when I was deep into like in my college days into EDH, like when I was into Magic a lot, all of my friends around me were like, "Oh, you should get into EDH. We could play EDH." Blah. But the only thing is like with EDH, you are restricted that strategy of like, okay, what was it? You have 99 cards minimum that you have to fill, and you can't have doubles of the same card. I think that's a big drawback for me, because it's like I can't do four lightning bolts all in one. I can't do four of the same goblin card all in one. It has to be like, oh, I got to get this separate card for this same ability. And it's just like, man, got to get too much variety, I suppose, is the question. Um oh, lunch is over. Watching your video in 4 hours. All right, man. You have the good rest of your shift, my friend. I'll probably see you later on the Pokemans and maybe Duolingos. I look really tired. I'm like, ugh, I look like death right now. I need to moisturize. That's what it is. All right, man. You have a good rest of your shift. Tell me how it was, and yeah, hopefully you take a nap afterwards. That's usually what I like doing after doing something strenuous. And let's see. Moving on to the next subject, I'll be adding some zombie skeleton dragons into my black deck's extra deck. Huh. Zombie skeleton dragons. So it's like a zombie dragon, so it could synergistically work well with your dragons. Alex, let me we could talk about this now, since it's just you and me. Also, I think it's the temperature. I was talking about the temperature earlier. Now that I'm like looking at the temperature of the water, I don't think that's something that plants thrive in. Is 59 degrees Fahrenheit? What the heck is this? So I got my tank heater on full blast, and I think I might need another one set up, or I need a more powerful one. But to talk to you, Alex, specifically about something, what if there was a format of Magic the Gathering that had this style of Dungeons and Dragons element, which I think that's what the original creators. I've heard this somewhere that the original creators of Magic the Gathering wanted to create, and I could be wrong here. Um, didn't they want to create a copy of Dungeons and Dragons, and then they basically, like, some girl played it like a wife of them. They're like, no, I want it to be more of like an easier card game. So they're like, all right, fine. So they made it an easier card game, and it became a hit sensation. But I'm feeling like going back to the roots now that Dungeons and Dragons is more of a big thing. Is there a way to apply Magic the Gathering into some sort of a, just almost like an adventure game? That would be it. Like, if you can make it D&D, like where your character is the planeswalker that summons the spells to then, move on further into the game. Would that be should that be a Magic format or a completely different card game on top of that? That's that's something that, like, I've always wanted to do, where, like, maybe with an EDH deck, you're like, you're just talking about, like, like doing anything in an adventure in Dungeons and Dragons just with cards and Magic cards, like, how do you make something like that a thing? Do you create a new format? I heard that there was, like, or even like an NPC type of, um I think there was like a 4-on-1 type of format where, like, this one guy had, like, these massive cards that then, like, almost like a final boss type of format. That would seem fun, where you get to play as a team. And I know there's Emperor where it's 3-on-3, but I don't really care for Emperor as much. Like, I don't really care about the format as much. Like, I feel like there's got to be another one where it's like almost like a raid battle, 4 decks against one giant deck, where it's like, um they get special abilities or enchantments every turn that topples everything. Yeah, it would be like a mix of D&D and Magic, but that's what originally was. It had more Dungeons and Dragons elements before it became the card game that it was, and or came to being. Just like, how would you create something like that? I'm thinking like you because it would be like you would have a dungeon master type of deck. So the dungeon master deck can have maybe more exceptions to the rules. Maybe they get 2 turns instead of 1. Um, yeah, they would get like 2 turns instead of 1, and that would make they get double the life points. They get double. They just get all of the benefits. They could easily take one person out. That would make it too quick of a game, if because all you would have to do is just try and burn them down to the ground. Because the way I see MTG Arena do it, like, they have, like, what was cool about, like, the tutorial thing. The tutorial thing got me hooked. It was just like, like, you start in, like, they have a scenario where you're like, you're fighting a goblin. Blah, 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 I'm a goblin, blah. And then you fight the goblin, then you beat the goblin. It's like, quick, use this spell. And then, it's just the story based type of a game where everything is interrupted with, um everything is allowed or interrupted with dice rolls. That's Dungeons and Dragons. How do you apply that with Magic cards? Is the brainstorming project. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be something like that. Each boss battle in the D&D campaign would be your 60 card deck versus the boss's EDH deck. The thing is like, would it be that quick, or would it be like? Because I'm thinking like, you go into a tavern and you get into a fight with somebody. Like, okay, roll for 6 and see if you kick his ass or if you just flick him in the nose. Would that require an entire Magic game to just determine that type of a scenario? Or would it be like, it would probably have to be like boss based systems. Like it would have to be like a Pokemon battle at that point. Because like each battle is like an event. Ooh, let's have a battle. Let's do it. Let's have the battle. How, and I think the thing is like how to like start from the game itself. How would you make it hard for 4 people against one big baddie? Do you make certain cards illegal? Are you only um allowed 20 cards? Like think of that. Like you're only allowed 20 cards in a deck, and or the cards that you have in the graveyard or the cards that you do use need to be replenished somehow, or the life points you lose that stays with you throughout the entire campaign. So with that being said, you need like a white deck or a green white deck to then replenish um, the hearts or the points that you've lost in the last match. Maybe it's something like that where like the life points you lose is throughout the entire campaign. That would be interesting. Um, it would also change the strategy of like, okay, which things are viable and which are not. Like, I gotta see what you're saying too. Oh, okay, I already read the same thing. That would be an interesting format though. Oh, we got 2 people on. Meme. Oh, you changed your password. That's good. What has this idea not been brought through the Wizards of the Coast yet? I don't know, man. I think they tried something, but it wasn't really. It didn't catch as well because there's a lot of, I don't know. There's a lot of grumpy, like me. I. You know what? I should pluck one of these because this one's actually like fucking with the other one. Um, I don't know. Like they're grumps. Like there's some traditionalists like, oh, that's not magic the way it was intended. Bleh. Like, screw you, get off your high horse. See, this one's actually choking the other one. God dang. I don't even know how I could get this off. Come on. Okay, we did it. I guess that'll be a part of a. I'll give that to Bunny. Give that to the bunny a bit later. It would make Magic more fun because that's why I fell off. Because it's like, okay, we're just playing the same card game over and over again. But I feel like if it were like Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering, that'd be a cool situation. But you would have to design, like if I were Dungeon Master, I would have to design each, I guess, level where it would have to be match based, where it's like you go into a different room and they're like different rooms to the dungeon, and then you would just have to preface it with, oh, and then they attack, and then that's the battle, and then anything you lose. Thing is like you got to figure out how to like if you die, if one of your teammates dies, how do you revive them? Do you basically like have to can you like is there a way to siphon off your like is there a way to grant magic, like some of your points off to another teammate? Because that would be cool. I've loved nothing more than just like, what is it, uh just co-op. I love, like, I beat Halo 3 on co-op, with a friend of mine, and it wasn't my Halo game, by the way. I wasn't an Xbox guy back then. But I remember when Halo 3 was fresh and new, and oh man, it's the last one of the series. Oh my god, it's epic. I went to a friend's house, and like he was so cool. He was a cool guy. I don't know why I don't talk to him. I talked to him once, and he was really like optimistic and happy and all that good stuff. Good to know that he's like really a go getter. And him and I beat Halo 3 together, and it was like the coolest thing because we did it together. And I think that's how more games ought to be. And I might even design my own game based off of that premise of just anybody can jump in and any bit of effort can. I suppose it's kind of like that with raid battles in Pokemon. You know, raid battles in Pokemon, it forces you to actually like each other and form a little communal bond. Today is going to be double stream. Um, Double stream. I do 2 streams a day. Like I do Duolingo and I do Pokemans. Like I just what I define as a double day is when I do 2 Pokemon streams in a row where it's like, well, not in a row, where it's like it's so close to midnight, like it's 11:30 at night, hypothetically speaking. It's 11:30 at night. Then I'm like, okay, daily streak, we got our thing, and then we got our daily Pokemon and our daily Pokestop, and then then it's like 11:59. Oh geez, 11:59. And then it's midnight, and then you get your daily Pokestop and your daily uh Pokemon catch of the day, and then you could just end it. That's what I figured out to work for me. Because the only reason I do the stream is because of the daily streak, and I like seeing that go up. It's a drug at this point, but now it's evolved into more about taking over gyms and the occasional raid. I'm not a raid enthusiast. I think they're overrated. Overrated. um, but I wish the game wasn't just the obsession of raiding. Like I think I don't know. Like maybe if there was like another component that allowed for more communication amongst friends on Pokemon Go, I would definitely I'd definitely be more apt to participate because the lack of communication is just uncanny. Like me, meme, you're very strong with the communication portion of it, and you, Ruby, Alex, everybody like who commonly and Reese, not to mention Reese, the communication is very strong with you guys. But there are some people that go on my streams and they're just like, oh, join my raid battle, or they just okay. First off, I'm not in the middle of my stream. Have you seen my stream since adding me as a friend? 2, 3, and then it's like, if you're gonna invite me to a raid, give me some context here. Message me on Discord or something. Or text me or something or anything. Just talk to me here. I want to know what you want me to do, so I can. And I want to know like how many people are at the raids that you're at. Like there's so many parameters that we could talk about beforehand, so that we could be more geared into playing it. I mean, that's just some of my gripes that I've gone through, and I appreciate the communication that I get from Meme and from Alex and from everybody else who comes, Reese, Ruby especially. Um, oh, thank you. I will definitely keep it up as much as I possibly can. I mean, this is week 16, and if you look to my last week, I'm pretty sure that you scrolled down to my chat about, I think it was like week 14 or something, or week 12. Now we're up to week 16. This it was supposed to be a monthly or a weekly thing. Now it's become a monthly thing, and it's not a big deal, man. It's yeah. I think I'm. It's a good like hangout too. I kind of prefer this as like a bit of a hangout type of ordeal where we're all like kind of like a round table type of deal, and just to see how everybody's doing, and we could, I don't know, I could play music or something. I don't really have much learned though. It's like one of those deals where it's like I gotta refresh my memory on some songs. Let's see. I'm gonna move this box over here. It's my I don't know if you can see that, my LED 4-foot grow light. It's the one that's tethered up there. And I think adding light did make a difference. I had a smaller 2-foot light setup, which hardly illuminated anything, but now you get a full spectrum of light. Light. And all that good stuff. Actually, while I'm at it, I gotta add some goodness to my grooves. We gotta add some yum yums. Uh-oh, the dog's barking. She won't shut up. She will not shut up. Wish my dog. Back in my day when the gardening started, this garden was meant to grow lettuce and cabbage. I know, it was supposed to make other stuff too. But not lettuce and cabbage. I don't know what I would try growing. No, it was tomatoes, I thought, down here. For the live streams at least. I mean, the vlog that I did in my 2020 summer garden, that grew amazingly, and I don't know what the hell happened. Like, now it was just a full thing of just beauty and like green and some purples because I had some kale going, and now it's just like just dead. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I did check my charts, and I'm thinking it's the temperature of the water. I need some tank heating. Yeah, it was tomatoes. It was tomatoes. Don't get your facts mixed up, mister. It was tomatoes. Thing is tomatoes are a summer crop, and in hindsight, it's like if I needed more light, I only had the you can't see it, but it's the smaller light fixture, whereas this one actually covers the full spectrum, full light spectrum, and also it's longer. It even says Elong. I think that's the name. Elong is the brand, maybe. Got it from Walmart. Not a bad deal, Everything's expensive now because of the dollar inflating, but hey, there's nothing you can do there. All you can do is just invest in other assets that are going to retain your wealth. It's the only thing we can do. Say Plant Man. I hope these beans don't poop out. There's actually some that like drooped over and just died. I wonder if I should like put a pencil next to this so it could climb. Same, I'm not flipping you guys off, by the way, and have this one maybe latch onto this one. I gotta double check. Oh, same thing. This one's kind of, the camera angle isn't messed up. It's actually this the angle of the plant. So I have a feeling it's gonna get too top heavy and thin, so it needs to climb on something. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I hope they grow healthy. That's my hope. No promises, though. You're not a dead meme anymore? That's good. You're not, interestingly enough, Doge, the meme that was once proclaimed as dead, I would assume, it's coming back with Dogecoin. Like, It's not a dead. Also, I think it's because like Shiba Inus are beautiful. They're not just a beautiful breed of puppy, but they're also just like sassy, and I think that's what people like about those types. Don't mind me, I'm mixing my concoction down here. I'm mixing my secret formula. I'm not actually. I'm not doing what you're thinking, by the way. I'm just. I'm just adding in the components that make this thing. The powder components that make this thing shine, I believe. What's your favorite meme that you need to be? I would say Sans could be dead. I don't know. I was never an Undertale fan, dare I say. There's a lot of Undertale fans out there that they're just like, oh, you should play Undertale. Oh, play Undertale. I'm like, yeah. Uh, when somebody tells me, oh, you should play this, you should play that, and just never do. No offense to you, Alex, because you do tell me, oh, you should play Minecraft. I don't know if I, I want it, I want to, but I feel like I'm afraid I'm gonna love it, and I'm not gonna do anything else. It's just gonna be Minecraft and nothing else, and like that's gonna be sad because then I have to like it's either Pokemon or Minecraft, and then I don't want to give myself that type of an ultimatum. I have a life to live too. Jeez, I might like this is what goes on in my head before starting a new anime or a new TV show or a new cartoon or video game, new card game, anything. I'm just like, oh man, am I ever gonna have a life again? Because how I am is I like something, I like it so much that I just obsess about it, and then I become a master in knowing about that one thing. Rinse and repeat over 100 times, you've lived a life of just consuming and not really creating anything. And that, my friends, is the fear that I always have in the back of my head before starting a new show. So I'm also very loyal to the things that I do like. Like, there's a lot of stuff in the Pokemon franchise that I don't agree with and I don't like. But the thing is I'm willing to overlook it because they've been so good to me throughout the years and have made me happy that I wouldn't disobey that loyalty in any way, shape, or form. That's just the kind of guy I am. Polish cow. Oh, Ugandan knuckles. Yeah. You know, there was like an opportunity to revive Ugandan knuckles. I think. I forget where. Oh, I think it was when Uganda did some like they banned a certain platform, like an internet platform. It might have been Facebook or something. But like Uganda, like no, they like banned like maybe a certain um I don't know, they banned a certain software and it was like big news politically. And I'm thinking to myself like, oh man, this would be a great opportunity to like bring back Knuckles, bring back the Ugandan Knuckles. I sometimes my guilty pleasure sometimes is just watching the wedding video of like the just two like little lumpy Ugandan knuckles just getting married. I don't know if you guys seen that. I'll send it to you, Alex. Me. I'll send it to you if you message me on Discord because I still gotta accept you gotta accept my friend request, by the way. Um person what 9 + 10 me 21 person dumb me Uno reverse card. I have no idea what you said there. No idea what you said. No, it's not that I won't play Minecraft. It's just I have to set aside my all of my projects sometimes, and like my crazy like streaming schedule, to sit down and play Minecraft and not just be a start off as a filthy casual, just like really, because I gotta take some mental energy aside and be like, okay, how does all this work? I want to fuck up on camera here. And then I end up doing it anyways. Like even with all that mental power, I'm like, okay, let's just do this as good as we can. I still find a way to like suck at it. But it feels like Minecraft is like that best of both worlds type of game where it's like you take, you build, you mine, build, create anything, and it's like the perfect situation. And I would see in any RPG style game, and it's an RPG. I've played 7 Days to Die, which has a similar mechanic, except it's a zombie apocalypse type of setting, which is pretty cool, I will add. Person, yeah, I don't know what you said, B meme. You're scaring me. All right, well, I'm gonna add my extra concoction. I think I'm just gonna add this whole thing because it's been a couple weeks. Wow, this really smells. I'm actually gonna add it, I think. Wonderful. I think my problem is that I dilute it too much when I go to add water that was lost through evaporation. Okay. Okay. But yes, you fell from a 50-foot ladder. Well, as long as speaking of 7 Days to Die, there's actually a way to do that safely. You could build up a ladder, 50 feet, and then all you need is like a hay bale to land on, and you could perfectly land safely. I connected that back to the conversation. Boom! I'm a master wordsmith, yo. Whatever you're ready to, whenever you're ready to play Minecraft, let me know. I can teach you all that I know. Here's how I would want to do it. We gotta do something where, and this would require me to have my setup, my live stream setup, and then it's like, maybe it would be something like Virgin Minecraft person, you know, learns the ropes, or like a noob at Minecraft, in 2021 or something like that, starts Minecraft for the first time, episode 1. Then we'd all like be together in one party, and then I would go to lengths in recording the audio from Discord so that we could all communicate with each other and do it that way. Oh, you fell off a 50-foot ladder and you were on the first step. Nice. That takes some talent in order to fall off the first step of a 50-foot ladder. It's a good joke. It's kind of dad humorish. But I'm thinking of all these different, scenarios in my head where, like, Minecraft would have to be like a 3-hour, I'm thinking like a 3-hour stream or something like that, and you're like showing me everything there is to do. So, like, what consoles is it for? Is it for Switch? Is there a Nintendo Switch variety of Minecraft? I would probably be more comfortable with the Switch variety if they ported over to there. PC is probably preferable for a lot of people, but I like I like everything on a console because I use my laptop for productivity more so. Then would I stream it on YouTube or would I do that on Twitch? Because I'm also like I'm not partnered with YouTube, so I can't stream technically on YouTube. Like I'm using the StreamYard app to stream onto. I mean, what is it? The upper right corner, right up there. That's the StreamYard app. That's the app I use to so I don't have to be partnered with YouTube. Because I don't think it's worth it anymore to get the partnership at this point. You know, like maybe I should get like donations. There's actually, I should include those in the link below. That's a mental note for me. Connect with the Xbox version. Okay, that's good to know. Cause I'm like, I don't know. I have an Xbox 360 though. I don't have an Xbox One, and I'm pretty sure they canceled that portion of Xboxing. That being said, I would have to think about how I'm going to fit something like that in. But that's something that's not off the table completely. I was thinking of doing like a stream where like this one where it's like I'm doing my garden thing, you know, for like a few hours and that's going to be my bigger stream and then Pokemon and Duolingo can be maybe smaller streams. And then Friday would be like big game night where like we do a variety of games, whether it be Magic the Gathering, whether it's what else? Minecraft. Yeah, that was the thing we were just talking about. Pokemon battles, preferably. You know, on Sword and Shield. Like it would be like bigger console type of games. Something like that. I was thinking. Okay. I was thinking Switch Minecraft. Just because I don't like too many mobile games on. Like I don't like too many games on my phone unless if it's specifically a mobile game. You have $10. What should you get? What would you like? What would you like out of life? What do you need? I look like tired or dead. I don't know what the hell's going on with me. I also got to show you something, Alex. So, you'd be proud of me. I worked with my first piece of metal. This is brass. I don't know if the lighting is kind of too bright for it, but I worked with a piece of brass recently, and I used like a mandrel in order to cut this chunk out. Like this was actually a full bar before when I got it, and I made my sister a piece of jewelry with it, which is pretty unique. I never thought I could was able to do something like that, but I set your mind to it. I guess you can do anything. Goes to show. This would actually be a nice guard material. Like you could just like it's hefty, it's thick. You know, you could just like all you got to do is just like drill a hole in it and just, you know, that'll be your guard for whatever you're using. Then you just shave it down. I wouldn't recommend shaving it down though. It takes up a lot of time. That's something that I did with the jewelry. It's yeah, I'm happy that I never thought I could do something like this. I'm more of like somebody who plays brass instruments, not really crafts something out of brass. And this is kind of like a passive way to get me back into playing brass instruments. You know, being more comfortable with the what I'm working with. Getting used to the smell again. It has a distinct smell. I think I breathed in some dust. There's a lot of brass dust that comes from these. If you decide to go crazy like what I did with a Dremel, I just used a hand Dremel in a mandrel type of situation where it just cut things up. You know, like So like this might be loud, but like I'm used to this. It's been a while. I wonder if it's too loud though. I'm gonna do it off in the corner. What is it? Yeah, that's how it goes. You know, something I learned too is like the internal mechanisms of brass itself. Like this looks like stainless steel, but I think it's actually a zinc. There's actually more zinc within this brass alloy. It doesn't have to be, or I think it's actually a mixture of iron and brass. I'm not sure, but it's a bit more hefty because it has to be. Yes, it is. It is. I'm glad you knew. If you had $10,000, what would you do with it? Honestly, if I had $10,000, I would literally buy a plot of land and then just actually, you know what? There's $10,000 can't really do much, but it would be a good, decent down payment on a plot of land, and then from there, that'll be my live stream situation where I'm literally out in the elements, building my own homestead type of deal, where hopefully it's someplace warmer so I could work more throughout the year. But I would definitely get into a situation in which I make myself like an earth bag home, and then it'd be like a little cottage, and then from there, all of my followers would be welcome of the PD Army. That would be cool. That's something that Alex and I talk about all the time. It'd be like, what if we made it not like maybe like a Renaissance fair type of situation, but not exactly like a guild. Like I would build a guild from the ground up, like fairy tale, and hopefully have like a Lucy Hartfilia type of character in my life. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'd probably be more apt to uh, uh, um what is it? What's her name? Probably be more apt to do Titania if I could pick a Wi-Fi like to marry. But yeah, that's from Pokemans. If I had $10,000, I would I would just go to, I don't know, some rural area and just live happily. Just be happy. Because, don't get me wrong, you need a community, you need friends, you need a town, you need to be in a town. But I would like to be a little bit outside of town so I don't have to deal with any of the bullshit within town. Just kind of have my escape, my oasis away from. And it's not like it's that I hate people. It's just sometimes um, everybody needs their little cocoon where they can, especially when we're all accustomed to just being indoors all the time because of the pandemic. I've been like this for years, and so it's good that everybody gets to experience that perspective to understand, what I've lived through in my self isolation that I've done for myself in more recent years before the pandemic, and it's hard. It's hard. Thing is like I would rather, you know, go into, I'd go a little bit outside of town if I could and just have like a bigger plot of land designated. Not too humongous, like, like maybe at most 10 acres, from 1 to 10, between 1 to 10 acres, I would want to have a plot of land. Yeah, that's what I would spend $10,000 on. Um, at least a good down payment for that. From there, though, I would build like small, like earth bag types of homes, and we would I don't know, not party, but it would just feel nice to own something outright and just be happy and not have to worry about too many bills and to just be like, oh, okay, this is life. I could be happy now. I don't have to worry about anything of what I do. I could just live in peace, and that's I feel like would be the most fulfilling, homesteading in that uh, way of the world, I suppose. But yeah. Oh, I thought I saw a comment. Oh no, nothing new. I thought I saw some um new comment. Also, plants like music, I believe. It's gonna go right in its. I forget how that goes. Now grow. What is my favorite candy and what is my favorite chip? Ooh, favorite candy. Geez, I don't know. Because like most name brand candies I can't have because they have milk in them and I can't do milk. So man, that's tough. I would prefer, but what I do prefer for the most part is chocolate without any milk products in it. I actually made something out for myself that was just three ingredients: cocoa powder, coconut oil, and just any nut butter. You just mix that all together, put that in like a cupcake thing, and you make yourself like a Reese's peanut butter cup, organic, three ingredients, and just no effort at all. Just put it in the freezer, and it's like delicious. That's kind of a keto. I actually I tried going keto for like a couple days, only a couple days, and I had just straight up fat and protein, no carbohydrates, and like tell you that it's it's pretty messy downstairs if you know what I'm saying, with the amount of extra fats that you try to excrete out of your body, so to speak. It wasn't, so I just stopped immediately. It's like, oh God, what is this? Oh, it's not that loud. Okay, I'm afraid. Like, actually, it's an exercise known as whisper tones, where like certain jazz artists like practice within a hotel so they don't disturb their neighbors. Um, you could do like higher notes, like you have the same air pressure, except you don't push it forward at all. What's my favorite chip? Favorite chip? Let's see. If we're talking about just potato, your regular garden variety, garden variety potato chip, we will say, um, It's like a funny thing. I was watching a video. I think it was the YouTuber ProZD, like testing out 29 different flavors of Lay potato chips. I would agree with him on the sentiment that barbecue Lays are the best out of all of them. That being said, though, I do love a good kettle chip. Like I'm fine with like a. I'm starting to salivate a little bit. Good, like a good kettle chip that with like a tangy barbecue flavor would be something that I would prefer. Other than that, like I don't do many Doritos. I do out of the Doritos that I can have, I do like the spicy one. I think it comes in the purple bag. That is actually vegan. It's not. There's no milk products in it, so that's one that I can have. And that one is I just the type of chip that you do want is the kind that just makes you grab for more. I suppose is the flavor that you would want to look for. But for the most part, I don't really have many chips. I have like rice crackers sometimes. I have I do nachos. I like I like nachos. Um like corn flour tortilla nachos. Um this local Mexican restaurant I go to, we there's like fajita nachos that they serve. It's the best. The best. If you ever have an opportunity to have authentic Mexican fajita nachos with cheese, it's worth it. That's my go-to. Um, I'm hungry now. I have to eat something soon. Now that you've enticed me. No, you don't talk too much. Oh yeah, it does kind of sound like a dying elephant. But you see, like the flexibility from just doing that dying elephant exercise, it like trained my embouchure here to actually be more flexible. I can't explain it any other way than that. Something me about. That's I believe it's concert C. And just trying to push that envelope with just a little bit. Just go one note at a time. Sometimes, you feel like let me read what you said. Me saying I feel like you have like already 10 million subscribers. Actually, I could put it up here. Wow, look at that. Shout out to me. No, I don't have a million subscribers because what makes you feel that? I want to hear your opinion on what makes you feel that. I'm actually gonna move this, so I'm not hunching over. I'm like, what makes you feel that, my friend? And also, this is Alex's earlier message about me sounding like a dying elephant, and to respond, see, technology. There are some things that I don't figure out about some technology because they don't tell you how things work. Like, see, I'm just gonna leave that up because it actually helps my ego a little bit. It really does. Something like that. It's like, where is that from? Wait, it's like That's something I would want to cover. Should I cover that? Like a smooth jazz, like something like that. Da-da-ba, ba-da-ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-da. You know, you know that song. Something like that. I should do more song like video game cover covers instead of just the 8 bits. Nothing, not knocking the 8 bits, but something smooth, man. Something I don't know. I gotta, you know what it is? I gotta reel back from some of the live streaming Pokemoning and focus on um, actually acquiring the thing that I sought out to do, which was create a music career. That's my passion. That's my passion. Because this is just fun, just playing. It used to be just like, oh, I want to be a Twin Leaf Town. Yeah, I'll look into the music for that. I'll see what I can do. Because Twin Leaf Town is gonna be like, that's the thing, man. Twin Leaf Town. Let's see. Let me put that up there. Yeah, I'd like to see you if you could do a cover of Twin Leaf Town's theme. I gotta remember how that goes. How does that go? It's been so long since Gen 4, and there's gonna be Gen 4 remakes. Thing is, though, I keep looking up like Twin Leaf Town, or I keep looking up Pokemon covers, and there's like already magnificent like YouTubers that are just like Insane in the Rain. He completely transforms every soundtrack into like a jazz cover of it. It's like, fuck, that's such a good niche market. Niche market. It's like, how do I top that? Like nobody can, because it's like so, because he's got his own orchestra now. He conducts and he's saxophone player too. You know, saxophone player, like very talented too. It's just like, damn it, I can't. How do I even get to that point? It's like, I mean, I know how to get to that point. It's just, what do I do different that will make it so that it's not like I'm copying them. Then there's metal covers from like Dr. Pez, and I'm like listening to like for like the past couple of years, I just listened to the same Pokemon Coliseum and XD cover that he does of that magnificent album of addictive music that got me into music partially. Um, jazz fusion specifically, it's a good soundtrack if you're into jazz fusion. Um, I just like the French horn lines too. Like the YouTuber who does high brass specifically, he does French horn and trumpet. Really talented guy that guest stars on Dr. Pez's music, and it's like, man, how do I get to that point where it's like, thing is I don't know if I would ever want to collaborate with anybody else because I'm that much of a jerk sometimes. And let's see what Meme has to say. I feel like you are chats. A lot of chats coming in and you can't even read them because a lot of chats are coming in the chats. That was like a repetitive. It's like a lot of the chats are coming in. And I can't even read them because, well, I've been getting one from you and one from Alex. You know, at an even pace at least. I mean, hey, I'll take the compliment though. I'm so excited for Gen 4 remakes, and then when they revealed I'm not watching YouTube anymore. Look at any spoilers. Yeah, you know, I actually unsubscribed from PokeTubers because they do spoil too much. And I'm like, I'm not coming back until like Verlesify, I feel like is the worst on this because he's like a constant hound, pun intended, when it comes to like Pokemon Gen 4 spoilers. And also like, I'll be blunt here. What is Post Malone doing on Pokemon? Like I don't mean to be like this or like any of like these A-lister music celebrities. Like who the hell are these people? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Pokemon the first movie had a bunch of pop stars, in their soundtrack, but that was when it first started. Now Pokemon's well established, and it's like, shouldn't they be getting guys like Dr. Pez or Insane in the Rain? Who the heck? What? He doesn't deserve that spot. He doesn't. Post Malone. I don't even know that. I don't even know his music. I don't know anything about his music. All I know is like, if if I listen to it, I'd probably be like, huh, well, that sucks. Why is this going on Pokemon? Why are you tainting my Pokemons? Um, I get very purist when it comes to that, because there are some, I don't know, that, like, what Pokemon did for Birdkeeper Toby in the London bus tour thing for Birdkeeper Toby for the promo for the Galar region Pokemon. They have to do that for Pokemon music artists too, because like you spend so much passion and time and effort into like the Gen 4 jazz covers that Insane in the Rain does, or like Dr. Pez did with a lot of his other music. He does a lot of battle themes. Like, that should be that should be money, man. Like, you should just be like, hey, man, like, if you love the game so much, write me an album dedicated for Pokemon. You know how much they would cream their jeans just to have that opportunity? I'm talking like, I would miss out on that opportunity, but it's like, geez, man, like, I don't mean to be like this, but it's just, you see so many A-lister celebrities that just get the opportunities that dedicated and loyal fans need and deserve. You kind of see this with the Star Wars franchise too, where like, um what is it? Star Wars Theory makes a better, I wouldn't say better than Mandalorian, but better than the sequel series style of um, fan made content called Shards of Vader, and yet he's not given a deal, and yet this person who completely ruined the franchise is still not fired. You know, like, and I don't mean to speak in such broad, blunt terms as well, but it's like, I've looked at all the fan reviews of, you know, what, somebody like Kathleen Kennedy did to the Star Wars series, and I'm just like, I'm not even that big of a Star Wars fan, and now I'm pissed off at this because it just shat on like all the continuity of what George Lucas wanted. Not, I'm not saying he's God, but it's also the sanctity of like who Luke Skywalker Walker as what was as a character, and now Carrie Fisher's dead, and they can't retell the story because Carrie Fisher's dead. Sure, they could use CGI stuff, but it's like, it's never gonna be the same. You can't fully emulate the voice. I can tell the difference. Everybody can tell the difference. Still, it's not perfect, but they still want to push the fact that it's like, oh, but it's A-lister celebrity BS stuff that nobody really inherently cares about either. Like, I sometimes feel like these pop stars, not just music pop stars, but just like A-list celebrities in general, like, you have to like earn your keep for the most part, and you have to like be relatable. And like, if you're in a giant mansion taken care of with butlers and like personal chefs, you're not really, you end up losing that relatability altogether. Nothing wrong, I guess nothing wrong with having a lot of money, but it's just the connectivity that you have with your audience is the most important thing, you know? And I think, let's see, let me move on though. Do you think you are nice in real life? I like to think so. I think for the most part I am relatively, I am a gem when it comes to real life. Um, I'm kind of grumpy, actually. I, actually, I'm very humble. Um, I'd like to think that, you know, actually, how I'm acting right now is just how I end up flipping out about like stupid things like politics and Star Wars and like franchises and things like that. I do that all the time. This is my authentic self. I don't really fake it for the audience. You yeah, comment, subscribe. I don't do that. It's just I used to. I used to when I was younger, and I think you lose yourself when you do that too much, and then you end up becoming a psychopath. So don't do that. Don't become a psychopath by like faking it until you make it. I hate that saying, the fake it till you make it type of thing, where you're just like, and you play it. Like I have a friend friend that I don't really talk to anymore. She kind of goes through that. She's going through the same things I went through, where like you feel like you have to accommodate to people that don't really matter, just to. It's almost like you're playing like virtual house, where like you feel like you have to entertain and be like put on a face or put on a mask. It's like, too much effort, too much work. I'd say if I would have to know you in person and just be like, hey man, what's up? And we get to know each other. Then if you decide to like me or not, that's up to you. But I'm not mean. Unless if it comes to, I mean, I'm particular. I'm particular and critical of what I like and dislike, and I think what I like and dislike is means a lot to me, but it doesn't infringe on like what I can do to care about somebody. So yeah, I guess that answers that question. He's some rapper guy. Oh, talking about Post Malone. I got my trumpet. Hold my trumpet like I'm a tool. Excuse me. And Alex also said, I wholeheartedly agree with you. Yeah, it's just my camera is like freaking up. I can't get a perfect camera angle anymore. it's it's just futile at this point. I think I'm just gonna have it on the plants. But thank you. I'm glad I had that validation, my friend. Because it's just annoying seeing that like your once beloved franchise just like say, yeah, we're gonna do the be pop stars and blah, and it's just, oh my god, what's her name? What's the name of the I think they're having Katy Perry too. It's like, I never liked Katy Perry. Like no Pokemon fan that was a nerd ever cared about Katy Perry. The new people who are okay with Katy Perry, younger audiences, they're fine. They're fine with Katy Perry. But like once you get older, it's like you end up just liking the music that you like. And I don't think Katy Perry ever did anything for me musically that I could ever take home with me. If you were a Pokemon in Pokemon Go, what Pokemon would you be? Man, I would have to say, oh man, I don't, that's so vague. Cause like, what do you mean? Like, what would I be? What would that entail? Um, maybe Pikachu. Cause like, it's a pain in the ass to catch and like have you trust them. Like, cause Pikachu always like pops out of the ball. It always runs away. It rarely comes out. Very much like me, I rarely leave my house unless if it's for Pokemon, of course for Pokemon. But I rarely do any of that stuff, and I just I'm particular. Like Pikachu is very particular. It doesn't want to stay inside the Pokeball, and I would say that. I would say that it's like it just is what it is. Maybe that. That's such a vague question because that could be anything. It could be like, oh, I'm like a based on the Pokemon's personality in the anime too, but it's in Pokemon Go. they don't really show any personality in the Game Freak still animations that Niantic basically ported over. Oh shit, Alex. Yeah, you have a good night. Yeah, I'll talk to you a bit later too. I should probably get going too soon too. I feel like getting a chat. Wait, hold on. I feel like getting a chat in my birthday. What do you mean? Chat is a cat in French. Oh, a cat. Wonder if that's where chat came from. Chat is cat in French. There's the verification of. I gotta double check that. I've never started learning French. I'm assuming you're taking French. I'm taking Portuguese, which is lesser known. It's only two countries, Portugal and Brazil. I don't know if I'm gonna go to Portugal. But yeah, I guess to recap a little bit. I think after this, it's coming to be raid hour soon. So I think I'm gonna have some food because we were talking about snacks earlier. Then gonna go out and play some Pokemons. And so we upped the heat today. We added some nutrients. You know, we're just doing a little something extra to add to this Revolution Garden. So Meme, you're awesome. Thank you for stopping by. Same thing with you, Alex. And I'll see you guys in the next week of PD's indoor garden update. I don't know what to call this, but yeah, that's the best I could do. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Stay tuned for the Pokemons, and also stay tuned for next week where we'll see how well these plants are. If it was too late to give nutrients to these guys, you know, we'll know, and then we could just restart. I think after that, I think I'll just do regular sprouts. I'll just get a hefty tons of seeds and then just do microgreens and maybe start with that. Or get a bigger tank heater. That'll be the next video. I'll talk to an aquarium company or something like that. But yeah, I'll see you later, Meme. You too, Alex. And to you subscribers out there, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be here in the next video next week. All right, take care.